Check this out, guys. So it's about 2:45 p.m. right now on the East Coast, and we have the Dow Jones up 0.9%, Russell's up roughly the same, the Nasdaq's up 0.4%, as the S&P's up 0.7%, and get this, guys, the VIX is also up. The VIX is up 8% on the day, so big push for the VIX. It's now back in the mid-20s, and we have both gold and silver down over 1%. So crazy. All the indexes are up, and the VIX is also making a pretty big move. So in this video, we're going to break down the markets quickly. Stocks I'm looking at, which you guys saw the title. We have to break down Tesla, and we're also going to talk a little bit about Rivian in this video. So if you all find value, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 20 stocks for Moomoo, which is a limited time offer, guys. Use that link down below, deposit at least $100, and again, you get up to 20 stocks, each up to $2,000, and it also helps out the channel, guys. All those links down below help out the channel. I appreciate you all as always. So let's just dive into it, guys. So it looks like the markets, based on SPY here, then we'll talk about Triple Q in a second, they've been uptrending all day. We pretty much started here on SPY in the pre-market at about $392, and we uptrended all pre-market, opened at about $394.50, and now we're pushing $396 on SPY. And if you guys take a look here on the 5-day, let's pull this up. You can see now we're starting to head towards the highs from, it looks like here, Friday, right? Yeah, the highs from Friday, which were at about 397.75-ish. That was intraday in the middle of the day. And pre-market on Friday, we were almost at $400. We were at about $399 here on SPY. So that's where this looks like it's, going. The fact that we held 390, 392, we bounced off of it. This is a good sign for the bulls in the very short term. But again, the VIX is creeping up, which is a little bit alarming. But in the short term, it does look like this wants to play in this window, right? We're going to retest, by the looks of it, in my eyes, 398 to 400. Then if that were to break, then we're talking more upside, but we're not seeing that quite yet. So my alert's at 398. I'll set another one at 400. Let me do that now. Mark is that we're above $400. So let's see what happens here on SPY. And let's pull up Triple Q as well before I forget, guys. Triple Q's up 0.4% right now. It looks like it's taken out the highs as I'm making this video from pre-market, which were right around 283. Now we're pushing mid 283. So that's a good sign on Triple Q. We're taking out those pre-market highs, and it looks like now we're trying to head towards Friday's highs, which were right around 285, roughly 286, and again we're right at about 283.25 as I'm making this video. So if 285, 286 tests, we break that, there's going to be potentially more upside from there. The next gap to fill would be 288, which were the highs from, I believe, what day was this? The 6th of December, about 6-7 days ago. Yeah, 6 days ago. That's where it could be going. Then if 288 were to break, 290, 295 would be within striking distance. But the truth is, guys, we're not there yet. We're in a pretty, we're in a spot where we haven't really picked distinct direction quite yet. You guys can see very clearly what I'm saying. We either have to pick 278, if the Bears get through 278, that's going to be huge for the Bears. That would be bearish direction for the stock market in that case. And if we were to break, let's say 286, 290, 295, that would be very bullish, in the short term. So we're kind of in this little $5, $10 window waiting for direction. That's on Triple Q and on SPY. So let's pull up Tesla, guys, because like I said, Tesla, and you saw in the title, is not doing well today. Tesla's down to under $170 today, down $10 on the day. It is down about 6%. And if I zoom in a little bit here, you guys can see that head and shoulders that we called out last week. Did we not call this out, guys? It is playing out to a T. Look at this. We have the left shoulder right here, the head, the right shoulder. We tried breaking out at 200. That's where we formed the head here. Failed doing that. Then we tried pumping again. This was on, I think, Thursday or Friday. We tried pumping again. Clearly failed at the neckline, the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. Now we're following it with a dump. We're following that rejection with a dump. And, this is very clear that the bears are in charge on Tesla, and it looks like it's going right to the lows from the beginning. Actually, no, the end of November, which were right around 165, 165.50, 166. That's where it looks like this thing is going. And who knows how much lower it goes if it breaks 165. I mean, if I pull up this 3-year chart, maybe will show us. Let's see this 3-year chart a little bit. one level worth looking at is, I'd say, 150 to 155. If I zoom in a little bit here, you guys can see that's where the stock pretty much consolidated throughout August of 2020, throughout November. So a good 3-4 months in 2020, we held between, it really was 135, 140 to about 155, 160. So that'd be the next range that Tesla could play in. If it breaks 165, we're probably going to the 150s. If 150s break, we could be going to the high 130s, 140s on Tesla. At least that's what I'm seeing on the chart. So what do you guys think about that? I mean, it's really not looking good. Now, is it a good time to potentially go long-term on Tesla? For me, not yet at these prices. But of course, if you're a long-term investor, you want to see prices go down for you to buy. But the question is, where do you want to buy it? How low do you want to see these prices go? And the truth is, it differs it's different for each person. If you're talking to somebody here, they might think Tesla at 150 is an all-in type of play. If you talk to this person, they might be like, oh, I don't like Tesla at 150. I want it at 120. I want it at 100. I want it under 100. So it really depends on who you're talking to. And for me, guys, I'm in the camp of, wanting it more in the lower 100 range. Here I still think it's a little bit too frothy, or not even too frothy, but I think there's more downside. So I honestly, the way I'm looking at it is, I'd rather just hold off than start nibbling here, right? And of course, that's just my take. I'd love to know what you guys think down below. And if I sound like crap right now, you guys know I'm battling a little bit of a cold. I got my tea right here, have some coffee right here, which might not be the best for a cold, but it's all good. We got to have our coffee, guys, either way. So if I sound like crap, bear with me. We're still pumping out the video, guys. Make sure to hit that like button. And of course, make sure to subscribe as well. So let's quickly look at Rivian right now, which is another electric car company. Rivian is down 6% on the day today, and there's a little bit more news behind Rivian, where Tesla, I couldn't really find a catalyst as to why it's going down today. Maybe I'm missing something, I don't know. But with Rivian, they said today on Monday that they're pausing plans to manufacture electric commercial vans in Europe and would no longer pursue the agreement they made with Mercedes-Benz just 3 months ago. The CEO of Rivian said, quote, "We've decided to pause discussions with Mercedes-Benz vans regarding the memorandum of understanding that we signed earlier this year for joint production of electric vans in Europe," noting the company was pursuing the best risk-adjusted returns on its capital investments. And he also said, quote, "At this point in time, we believe focusing on our consumer business as well as our existing commercial business represent the most attractive near-term opportunities to maximize value for Rivian." And Rivian said they're open to doing, business, exploring, future work with Mercedes-Benz, quote, "at a more appropriate time for Rivian." At the end of the day, guys, it makes sense. I mean, we're in a recession, right? Companies are starting to pull back different projects that maybe aren't yielding, or maybe that aren't the best place for cash to go at this point in time. And, that might not be the best strategy long term, but it looks like Rivian's like, all right, in the short term, there's some pressures right now. Let's take our resources from this project, put it here, focus more on the consumer business, like they said, the existing commercial business. So it kind of makes sense, but looks like the stock is not liking it. Again, it's down 5, almost 6% right now on the day, and it's clearly in a downtrend, and it has been for a good amount of time here, and it looks like it could be falling through the floor if it breaks the bottom of this channel. Take a look. If I zoom in a little bit, you guys can see we're actually now trading near the bottom of this channel, and at $25, guys, if we look here a couple months ago, that was a support. That was a support back in early July. If this is able to break right here, like I said, we might be falling through the floor. Lower 20s, maybe even teens here on Rivian. And mind you, 18 was the low from the middle of May. So let's see what ends up happening. And like Tesla, I'm staying away from Rivian in the short term here. And quite frankly, I have no plans on even buying Rivian, even if it gets to $18, $15, $10. Who knows? Maybe I change my mind. But Rivian, I'm not as interested in. Really, I don't want to buy it long term at all. Not saying it's a bad company, but I'd rather buy other stocks personally. Whereas Tesla, maybe I'll buy it if it gets to a lower price. But with Rivian, I'm just watching it. Maybe I'll trade it. But as a long term, I'm personally not interested. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap the video up. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Check out my Patreon link down below. And don't forget to get up to 20 stocks from Moomoo with at least a $100 deposit. And get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. All of those are linked right down below. And with that being said, cheers, guys. I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.